brother with honor. Right Honorable Speaker, I stand here as one of the MPs who has been sick most of this term. And I want to thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for standing with us and making sure that we get treatment both locally and internationally. Right Honorable Speaker, some people think that it is fun to travel for treatment, especially people outside there. As much as we sympathize with other Ugandans who cannot afford to go for specialized treatment outside the country, I want to tell colleagues that it is quite very difficult and very challenging to be seeking treatment outside one's country. In certain areas, you are greatly limited by the fact that not every other locality where you seek treatment that people understand the English. And it is not easy to leave one's family and go camp in another foreign country. People end up mocking us, demonizing us, including colleagues, Right Honorable Speaker. That's why I want to thank you specifically for standing with us and just one more. Right Honorable Speaker, having said that, I want also to remind this House that we passed money to construct Lubowa Hospital. We had been told that that work would be completed in 2 years. It is now several years after, and Lubowa Hospital still remains a dream. There are so many other Ugandans who lack specialized treatment, but it is very difficult for one to go through the medical council to get the money, and even just the element of getting an airline that accepts to transport a sick person from Uganda. It is very difficult to get that airline to accept to take one when you are sick. Lastly, I want to request colleagues not to join the president in his quest to abolish bond, police bond, and bail. The presumption of innocence should always remain, because, Madam Speaker, it is so sad when you have to battle a disease while at the same time battling for your freedom. A whole medical doctor from the prisons gave Honorable Segirinya a recommendation that if this man is not let out of the prison, he will suffer consequences that will be fatal. It is so sad that even at one time these people were released and then kidnapped back to the prison. I think this is one moment where you people in government should stand up and say sorry. I understand Muslims, when they are going to be buried, they even call those people.
Thank you. Honorable Kinovere.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. In 2007, through activism, we used to share a lot, but again, I also got the opportunity to serve with him at City Hall. When we had just joined in 2016, he was a member of the Standing Committee of Physical Planning, which I was chairing at that time, but it was always fun. We joined KCCA when it had a lot of challenges, most especially when it came to trade order. There's a time when the former executive director of Kampala, then Jennifer Msisi, wanted to send off all the boys who were operating on the streets of Kampala when government had no plan to relocate them. We fought tirelessly with him. For those who remember, that is the period when he committed himself, also turned himself to be a market vendor. He had passion for the common man, No wonder God had to pay him. I want to thank the Almighty God who turned Honorable Segirinya from the lowest of the low. We used to share a lot, and we had so many issues in common. One of them is that we had both lost our dear fathers when we were still very young. His commitment to fight for freedom for this country was real. For those who think that Honorable Segirinya was a comedian, it is very wrong. He wanted to see a new Uganda. My message goes to government, because we all know what transpired. Honorable Segirinya went to prison so many times. He was not charged for theft. He wasn't charged for defilement, but he was always being charged for fighting for the common man. I call upon all leaders in this country, let us try to put our country first, as how Honorable Segirinya.
Condolences to the family, and also to stand in support of the motion. Right Honourable Speaker, I will not claim to know Honorable Segirinya so much, but what I can confirm is that we've been together for the last 12 years. When the Honorable Segirinya reverted to Islam, he came to my law firm. I am the one who made the deed poll. That made sure he comes from Richard to Muhammad. When he undertook to join political activism, he knew he needed legal rescue. And for all the time, he has had troubles with the police and the courts. Even before he came to Parliament with the Honorable Sewanyana there, they were very good clients in our law firm. Right Honourable Speaker, when the Honorable Segirinya wanted to advance his education, because I had lectured in the Islamic University in the Faculty of Law, it is me who advised him to go and study from IUIU, and even helped to secure for him an admission, and I'm also aware that you've been also contributing to his tuition. But Right Honourable Speaker, how shall we remember the Honorable Segirinya? There are two things, and I'm happy that now the Minister for National Guidance is here. The only contribution we can make for the Honorable Segirinya is to withdraw all court cases against the remaining accused persons. I know, Right Honourable Speaker, I know that under the law, when an accused person dies, automatically the case will terminate. But remember, he had co-accused. And one of them is our colleague here. And it's really very apparent that up to now, and the others, they I think about 7 or 8, something like that. So the only way we can give justice to the Honorable Segirinya is to withdraw unconditionally all the charges against the co-accused. Because, as we have said, there is really no evidence against that, and I am glad that the Honorable Minister was here to apologize. Secondly, Right Honourable Speaker, it is also important for us to appreciate where the Honorable Segirinya has come from and those who stood with him. When we were in popular resistance against life presidents under the leadership of the Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi, the Honorable Segirinya were the people that were amplifying our voices at that time, because we were opposed to the removal of age limit. While you people here, we are saying it should actually go. It was the Segirinyas at the time. As Segirinya has been my MP, because one of my families, one of my wives and the children stay in Kawempe, and he's been one of my MPs. We've been going to the same mosque in Kawempe and Bogo. So as a constituent, we've lost a very meaningful, a very...
Right Honourable Speaker, the man lying before us here, the late now Honourable Segirinya, it is indeed very painful to the country at large that we've lost such a darling of the people. Honorable Segirinya has been a very close friend, very close to me, because there are very many things we have in common. He's an activist, he has been one, and I have been one as well. And I am still one.
And you're still one.
Right, Honorable Speaker, it's been unfortunate this morning that still government was unable to stand with Segirinya. Because we all believe and know during his political life, especially MPship, it has been persecution from still this government. But I need to beseech the government and still call upon the government that there is still time. You can stand with Honorable Segirinya in just two ways. First and foremost, to drop the charges, but most importantly, to bail out all the political prisoners in prisons in Uganda. I've always been, for the 2 years Honorable Segirinya and Honorable Sewanyana spent in prison, I put down all my nice suits, just like one I've put on today, and decided to wear free all political prisoners, written on all my clothes. For those 2 years, I call upon government to free all political prisoners, but most importantly, to bail them out as they are being tried for us what we call the persecution. That is very simple. But most importantly, General Museveni can still do something very, very, very great to the people of Uganda. For this reason, because Ugandans believe Honorable Segirinya died because of Mr. Museveni intimidating the judiciary not to bail out Honorable Segirinya. Everyone believes that. So let General Museveni at least this time give Ugandans the most important gift and not stand in 2026. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable members.